Bay Area Web, the next generation, profiles technology-driven people in the Bay Area on the cutting edge of the industry. This morning, KRON 4's Brian Shields introduces us to San Francisco-based Brewster Kahle of Internet Archive.
Well, Brewster Kahle has made it his life's goal to make all of the planet's knowledge available to everyone for free with a simple click of the mouse.
This is the story of two San Francisco libraries. One is huge, the other even bigger. You may well have been here to the main branch of the San Francisco Public Library. More than 2,000 people can pull up a chair and enjoy books and media filling 376,000 square feet. But before you get too impressed, this library is much bigger. Inside this 1857 building at the Presidio of San Francisco, Brewster Kahle's goal is to outdo not just the San Francisco Library, but the Great Library of Alexandria, which tried to assemble all the books in the ancient Western world.
Not just make it so that there is one place that all this stuff is there, but to offer it out again, so that if you're a smart kid in the middle of rural Uganda and you're interested in math, you can go and get to the great math books or the lectures that are going on. You know, all you need is curiosity to find your way to great works, no matter where they are. So we'd like to actually outdo the Greeks by building a great library.
As you can tell, Brewster Kahle doesn't have small ambitions. One of his projects is to back up the entire internet every 2 months. At archive.org, you plug any website into the Wayback Machine and see snapshots from the site's past.
What we really want to do is keep the good works that people have done alive. And most of the people use the Wayback Machine basically to see their old stuff. We also have movies, music, concert recordings from a lot of rock and roll bands, which is a tradition started by the Grateful Dead. And then we've moved to also scan books. The idea is to keep the public domain. We want basically people to be able to know and share and download and play with and republish the great works of humankind.
While this library is perfectly happy to lend you their books, Brewster also wants you to put your books, music, videos, or whatever into his archive.
We said to anybody that has things that are of a general cultural interest that we'll give it unlimited storage and unlimited bandwidth forever for free. Basically, we'll put it on the shelf. As long as you don't, need to make money out of every time somebody tries to download it. And this type of offer has really worked for people.
Brewster Kahle has already made his millions, creating what may have been the first ever search engine, which he sold to AOL, and another company, Alexa International, that he sold to Amazon.com. The proceeds from those sales helped to create the archive.
So I've been finding it great fun to go and take a big, hard project, and something that you're not going to quite achieve ever, but a great goal, so that you sort of want to spring out of bed in the morning. Because if you set your goal of making $1 million, you're going to get there, maybe, and then what? So if you take something big and hard, like make all the world's knowledge available to everybody in the world, universal access to all knowledge, I've found it to be a fantastic path.
The archive has partnerships with the Library of Congress and 12 national libraries around the world to scan and share content. Kahle says America must take a stand now to embrace the free universal information age because China and India are already on that path.
And I think actually we'll see those countries leapfrog other countries like this one, which tends to spend so much time and effort based on Hollywood lobbyists going and, screwing down every rights issues and suing children and, sort of the stuff that's going on in this country. We're not seeing that in those countries because they actually want to educate their population to be knowledgeable.
I certainly feel more knowledgeable after spending a half hour talking with Brewster Kahle. Watch the entire unedited interview by linking through KRON4.com and clicking on Bay Area Web, the next generation. In San Francisco, Brian Shields, KRON 4 News.
Well, applaud him for his ambition.
I use that Wayback.
Yeah, you're saying you use this quite a bit.
The Wayback Machine, I use it all the time. It's a great resource because, especially for political sites where somebody says something and you want to go back and see what were they saying a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Some of the sites have gotten wise to that. There's a way of putting something called robot.txt in, which keeps it from being archived, which I think should be illegal. because they don't want, they don't want you to know what they were saying 3 years ago.
Sure, okay.
And no accountability.
They've done a total flip-flop.
You know, it's fabulous, all of this information on the net and all, I mean, but the fact of the matter is, how do you know it's there? I mean, you've got to have a great marketing team. You knew about archive.com. I didn't know. Did you know about archive?
I hadn't heard about it until this morning.
So you have to market to people out there that it's available. Otherwise, it's useless.
Well, I don't think he's into marketing. It's a resource that's there, and the people who want it are going to find it. You know, well, you could always look it up in Wikipedia, which is another. You know, there's this is the opposite of Wikipedia. Okay. Yeah. This is the total formless information. It's all just this giant lump. Whereas Wikipedia,
people can shape their destiny there with their way.
Wikipedia, theoretically, it has some sort of a filtering. The people who presumably know what they're talking about are writing this stuff. That's the controversy right now, is whether Wikipedia actually is an appropriate source for information, because for all you know, it could all be made up.
That's exactly it. That's the problem with Wikipedia, as far as I see. The thing that I like about this one is that you're going to the source to find out what was written on that day. Right. Except, of course, for those politicals who are changing. And
then the other thing is Wikipedia. There have been studies comparing Wikipedia and Encyclopedia Britannica. Very controversial, because some of them actually found Wikipedia a little better. Some found Encyclopedia Britannica a little better. Okay. Think about it.
If I were Encyclopedia Britannica, I'd want to be a lot better.
Well, yeah, but the problem is Encyclopedia Britannica was written 2, 3, 4 years ago. And Wikipedia is written today.
Right. All right. Well, let's move.